Hey everybody, Mike here, and I'm bringing you part 21 of the Chrono Trigger walkthrough. I left off last time at 65 million BC here, and I actually didn't have enough items. I believe you need 10 of each of the trading items to trade for the ruby armor, and instead of taking more footage of the hunting range, I just cut all of that, and you know, I actually did go in there and got a few items, at least enough for one ruby armor. I didn't feel it was all that necessary to get more than one. So yeah, so I just did that. Like I said, I cut all the footage of that. Excuse me. And here I actually went to 600 AD. Thinking that I could get I want to say it's the gold rock, and I couldn't. I went there too early, so I actually cut into some other, or cut all that footage too. We'll be getting that later. I had forgot that you actually need the Massimian powered up in order to do that. But anyways, so here I went finally to the future, and I've got the clone as well as the Chrono Trigger. So those are the two items that you need to start this next part of the, I don't know if I'd call it a side quest. Maybe? I guess it kind of is. Since you actually don't have to do it to finish the game. But anyways, you know, we want to get Chrono back, so that's what we're doing. Alright, so Balthazar basically creates these three, I guess you kind of consider them robots, the little piezo dolls. I think that's how you say that. I don't know. But anyways, they will help you with Death Mountain. That is the only way to get through Death Mountains if you have those the three dolls, or if you initiate this I don't know, series of events. And then he asks you to turn off the creature. So I did. I don't think it matters one way or the other whether or not you turn it off. There isn't anything else that the creature can do, you know, for your party. So here we have Death Peak, and I failed a little bit, and I was going to cut the footage for it, but I didn't even bother. You have to keep running forward, and then you have to work dash in there, and it's all about the wind. And I was fine there at first, and then I kind of moved a little too far to the left, and basically there's like a safe zone in front of every tree. You don't have to be dead on in the center of the tree. I mean, you can be slightly off to the right or the left. But the important thing to know is you also got to be close enough to the tree. So, again, there's like a safe zone, you know, that extends a little bit to the left and the right of each of these two trees. And then there's, you know, a little bit of distance where you can actually be, you don't have to be right up next to the tree, like, you know, right on it. Can be back a little farther, but again, the important thing is you keep moving forward, and then you just work your dash in. So here I'm holding dash down until right there, and then I tapped a couple of times. You see I'm a little bit off to the right. I'm not dead center on the tree, but it didn't matter. So that's how you get through that spot. Normally I don't have as much difficulty as I did there, but for whatever reason this time I did. So you can see this is the team that I decided to pick for this This part, I thought Frog fit in well with these two. Again, you know, we're real heavy on the water-based spells. And there's a lot of really good group healing capability with this team. So, you know, I don't know. Again, this is the party that I took here. And there's some pretty powerful double techs. Obviously, I love Twin Charm. As far as the enemy's weakness here, I, you know, stuck to Ice 2 a lot. It kills almost everything. I think there's a couple of things that might live through a cast of Ice 2, but not a whole lot. It does pretty good. Red just failed trying to get past. I was trying to sneak past some of these fights, but it didn't really work that well. Right, those have a full ether. It's not a bad steal. You know, if you want to take the time to do it, full ethers can be kind of actually pretty useful. I'm not sure if I stole from every one of these. Or just a couple. Yeah. It looks like I kept going with the steals. Yeah. And Frog just finishes them off. Doesn't take much. Decent amount of tech points here, and I actually did get another ether right there for actually winning the fight. I don't remember if there's anything actually down here or not. Let's see, there's the save spot, which looks like I took advantage of. Maybe I just used a shelter, I'm not sure. Oh no, nope, just did a little healing. Did not save. I thought, gosh, I really thought that there was like a tab on the ground here somewhere, and I'm not sure what I was thinking. Maybe I was thinking on the opposite side of that cave, on the right side. There actually is a dot on the ground that looks a lot like a tab, but it just opens up the cave to progress farther. So maybe that's what I was thinking of. One good thing to know about this is do not attack the shell at all like I did. Well, I shouldn't say I attacked it, I tried to steal from it, and it does not only does it not have anything, but its counterattack is very, very strong. Attacks with the lava spawn needle, and I believe this hits pretty hard. Yeah. Poor Frog, paid with his life. So, got Gear 2 doing a little work, as usual. I don't know what it was with this playthrough, but I feel like I did such a sloppy job with all these fights. I think I was think maybe I was just overconfident in... Or lazy. I don't know. One or the other. But yeah, again, I didn't do a very good job. Anyways, so... The lava spawn actually uses fire-based attacks. So if you've got like the red mail and the red vest and red ruby armor, you can really reduce the amount of damage that you take on this. It doesn't go for or that doesn't ring true for the spine attacks or the spikes or whatever, those the things that rain down from the sky. But for his other attacks, or some of his other attacks, I should say, it can really reduce the amount of damage that you take. But anyways, you just want to attack the beak. I don't know if that's what you call that or not, but definitely don't attack the shell. The shell is what retaliates with the spines. Maybe that's what they're called. I forget. I think, yeah, just healed up. I think it's generally a good idea for the Death Peak is to just, you know, keep yourself topped out or topped off. Make sure that you're not healing too much while you're actually in fights. Just kind of speeds things up. It's a little more efficient than, you know, you really don't want to be wasting turns healing, or you can just heal outside of combat. And the Brave Sword, I believe, is Frog's upgrade. So I equipped that on him right away. Yes. Here we've got some crackers. I think that's what these things are called. Yeah, crackers. Can I jump out of the ground at ya? Nothing an Ice 3 can't... Ice 2, sorry. Can take care of. All in all, I'd say Death Peak isn't too terribly difficult. Again, I don't think that you need to spend a whole lot of time, you know, gathering treasures or, you know, upgrading armor, really. This place is not difficult by any means. Yeah, I was hunting around for a tab that was not there. So yeah, again, I think the reason why I was searching for a tab there was the switch that opens up the cave. It looks like a magic tab, and I think that's what I was getting hung up on. But again, there is not a tab there, so oopsies. Trying to do this commentary while playing Final Fantasy XIV at the same time, so hopefully I don't get too distracted. Got some pretty easy, I don't know, plans, I guess, for the rest of the night with Final Fantasy XIV, so it shouldn't preoccupy much of my, or shouldn't take up much of my attention. Hopefully, anyway. You never know, I guess. So I don't know if I just got lucky and avoided the fights on the way over and then didn't get so lucky on the way back. I don't remember. Or I don't know, I guess I should say. And again, here we'll see if I saved or used shelters. I'm not sure what I did here. I think saving wouldn't have been a bad thing to do. Definitely wouldn't have been a bad idea. There's the shelter. So I did use one. And here is the cave that is opened up by pressing the switch that looks like the tab. Star Scythe for Magus. And here's the next Lavo spawn. So again, this spawn is handled the same way as the last one. Just attack the head or the beak or whatever you want to call it, but definitely avoid the shell. And you don't want to use, multi-target skills on these, because that will earn you a retaliation from the shell. So no ice 2s, no water 2s, no cube toss. I guess maybe if you're going to one-shot and you're confident that you're going to finish off the beak, maybe you could get away with that, but I'm not sure. There you have the head healing frog again, because I'm not sure what armor I had equipped on him, actually. Maybe I had the red mail on him? I'm not sure. But obviously I had something that absorbed health, so yeah. Excuse me. Okay, that is what I think. Okay, so here, I'll get back to my explanation later, but this can be a little tricky. You generally want to be holding up on the directional pad just to make sure that you don't slip off the edge, because that part can get a little annoying. And then here I just failed completely. But anyways, back to the whole red vest, red mail type thing. I think in my last video I may have mentioned it wrong, but the red vest absorbs 50% of the magic hit. So if a fire spell was going to hit me for 200, it will restore 100 of my health with the red vest. With the red mail, on the other hand, it would absorb the full 200 points of damage as health instead. So it will, heal me for 200. So again, I think I explained that wrong. Whereas the ruby, oh boy, is it the ruby armor that cuts fire damage by 50%? Ruby vest, yes. Ruby vest cuts fire damage by 50%. So if a fire spell was going to do 200 points of damage, it would only do 100 points of damage instead. And then there is obviously the ruby. Is it the ruby mail? Ruby armor. Gosh, names are so odd in this. Ruby armor cuts fire by 80%. So a fire spell would only hit you for 20% of its damage. Again, using the same math there. If a fire spell is going to hit you for 200, 10% of that would be 20, so 20% would be 40. So that same fire spell would only do 40 points of damage to you instead. But anyways, we are finally at the last Lavo spawn. Again, this one is handled the exact same way as the other two. Just focus on the beak or the head, whatever you want to call it, and take it down. It looks like I use drop kick quite a bit. I like that skill. That's a really nice double tech that only hits a single target. So again, you get good use out of it for that particular fight because you don't necessarily want to be targeting the shell and the head at the same time. But anyways, in order to continue on, you just push the shell over to the ladder, I guess you call that. And here we have, finally, we are at the summit of Death Peak. Like not too bad of a dungeon. Didn't take too long, but the lava spawn can be a little annoying, depending on how much you've prepared for them. Excuse me. Hiccup. So the Chrono Trigger shatters, in midair. And Marl cries out for Chrono. I don't know how this scene is different if you take different people. I'm not sure. I always have Marl in my party. One of these times I should just do it. But here we find obviously time is at a standstill. Which is pretty cool. They went back in time to the period where Chrono died, and did the old switcheroo with the clone. I thought that was a really cool idea. The first time that I played this, I was like, oh man, that is really cool, It's a really good idea. So well played, Square Enix or whoever. Pretty sure it was Square that made this one. Should probably look that up. Squaresoft it is. Welcome back, Chrono. Again, I don't know all the dialogue, for the different characters. When you restore Chrono, I should really take some other characters here, but I'll always have Marl and Ayla at this point, so. Aww. You mustn't ever do that again. Yeah, don't die again. Jeez, Chrono. I don't know what you were thinking. Oh, that's right. Sacrificing himself for his friends. Stand up, young guy. Right to the end of time. Will you take Chrono? You don't have to ask me twice. That is a yes. Sorry, Frog. But it's time to go. Looks like I just updated character's equipment there. Yeah, stuck the old Rage Band back on Chrono. The Vedic Blade looks kind of neat. That is a... I don't know how, you know, how many playthroughs I've actually used that sword, but it's actually kind of neat when he does swing it. I mean, I think all of his weapons actually look pretty cool. Rainbow is by far my favorite for obvious reasons, but again, I think the Vedic Blade looks pretty cool. I guess there isn't really a whole lot of difference between the actual swords. I guess it's just more what it looks like when he's swinging them. The colors, maybe. And here is Specchio's second to the last form. All right. All right, where did I go first? I believe I went to the Sun Palace first. Pretty sure, anyway. The reason why I started at the Sun Palace was because it's kind of a trying to focus here. Kind of an interesting thing because this side quest actually kind of coincides with one other one, that being the Rainbow Shell. So once the Rainbow Shell side quest is actually done, if you've got this one done first, you get a couple more items out of it. Again, you can actually do them in any order. You don't absolutely have to do this first. You'll get all of the items no matter which order you take. But I always felt like this one was more... It made more sense to do this one first. That and it's really easy. This one is quite a bit faster than the Rainbow Shell side quest. So that's why I did that. This battle, I don't know if I was I think I was a little distracted when I started this because I kind of charmed. You can charm an elixir off of each of the little flames. Not 100%, you know, necessary to do. But I did anyways, and I think I kind of lost track on, you know, which ones I had actually stolen from. So I charmed a couple like twice that I really didn't need to. So oops. Again, probably should have been paying a little more attention. I'm not sure what I was doing that day, but it happens. you're definitely going to want to steal from Son of Sun himself. I forget exactly which piece of mail he had. If it was it would make sense that it was the red mail, but I'm not 100% sure. And I wasn't paying attention again now here when I actually when I just did it. I'm gonna guess the red mail, but let's find out here just to be 100% sure. Doop 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 doop. One other thing to note, you can't always damage Son of Sun. You have to actually have to target the flames on the outside to actually do the damage. And if you pick the right one, it'll say, or you'll hear a little chime, and then you'll see the damage dealt to Son of Sun. But if you don't choose the right one, it does a flame counterattack, which obviously is what I just got there. So, all in all, I'd say pretty easy fights, especially if you've got the red mail and the red vest. It really makes this fight simple. Son of Sun, black mail. So that absorbs, I believe it's fire hits. Wait, did I say fire? I think I meant to say shadow. Black should be shadow. Look at that counterattack. It just restores my health. I love it. Again, so like if you set yourself up right for this fight, it really makes it trivial. It's very easy. Wow, that hit really hard. I'm not sure what skill that was, but that really did some damage. Finally got him down. Fight took it was a little lengthy. Again, had I not spent so much time charming elixirs, it would have gone much quicker, but I wanted those elixirs so bad. Alright, so I got the Sunstone. Next step is to take it back to 65 million BC, which I believe is what I did. They say that to recharge a Sunstone, it needs to sit in the sunlight for a long time, basically. So that's exactly what we end up doing. Which is why we're going to the Sun Keep. right. So we dropped off the sunstone. Looks like we came back to the future where it is gone. Yeah, it's not here. So, someone walked away with it. All right, so trying to think when they determined it was gone. Yeah, it's not here. And then somebody in your party will comment that they think somebody in this age took it, which is the reason for getting the beef jerky and giving it to the ancestor in 600 AD from the mayor's house. So if you haven't given the jerky to the ancestor in 600 AD, I think the mayor has the sunstone, and I don't think he'll give it back to you. So that's why you have to do buy the beef jerky and give it to the ancestor, and then that way, you know, the ancestor teaches her children about sharing, and then the mayor in 1000 AD will just give it to you, and then you can come right back to the Sun Keep and put the sunstone back in. Oh, and then I stopped here at 600 AD in the Sun Keep and grabbed the power tab. I remembered that there was a tab there, so that is that's why I made that little pit stop there, obviously. And then I just finally brought the sunstone back to 1080. Alright. Did I use the power tab here? I'm guessing that's why I went to my inventory. Yep. Goes to Miss Ayla. Alright. Deep. Leave the moonstone. Yes, I think we will. Alright. Let's get Back to the Future. Back to the Future. Good movie. Back to the Future. 1.21 gigawatts. Oh boy. Alright, so finally we are in the future again. You actually have, I believe you have to take Luca for this. Obviously I swapped her in the group for this. And I'm fairly certain that she has to actually be in your party when you go to grab the sunstone. So I believe I believe this is Luca's best weapon, the Wonder Shot. So if you use Luca much, yep, the Wonder Shot. If you use Luca a lot, you know, this quest is definitely going to benefit you. I myself, I do not use her very much. But that being said, again, for the reasons I stated earlier, that is why I always do. I do the Sunstone first, because it coincides with the other quest. But anyways, that is going to bring this video to a close. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But I hope you guys join me for the next video. I believe we'll be tackling the Rainbow Shell side quest. So stay tuned.